Okay. All right, let's try this again. Take two. And again, is this recording? I don't know. Apparently, Facebook is being cranky and it's not wanting to play nicely with me. But I'm just going to keep riffing until this works again. Because that's what we're doing. Okay. Are we on? Is this live? Facebook, you're making it messy. You know what? This is brilliant. This is so in time and perfect with the topic of accountability. And is this really working? I don't like Facebook. All right. Now it's connecting. So if you've been watching this, you're going to be like really confused. Like, what is it talking about? It's Facebook is being really slow and sluggish, and so I've been recording this for what, I don't know, 15, uh, 10 seconds, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, I'm here now. Hello, hello, welcome, Coach. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry for the confusion. But as I was starting to say, this delay, this sluggishness with Facebook, I can't tell if it's recording or not because it doesn't tell me it's recording until like we're 20 seconds into it. And oh, then we're recording. Ah, my goodness. So, Facebook. Hi, I'm Ben Dooley. I'm MCC Coach. I'm here to train and grow you, the coach. I'm here to help you be the coach you are here to be. And as I started to say, this is such a beautiful mess, and it's all about my topic today, which is so unintended. So today's topic is all about accountability. This is in tandem with the Coaching Skills Forum calls. Go check these calls out. They're amazing. They're brilliant. They're powerful. Go to coachingskillsforum.com. You are going to be able to access, it's a free membership, but you sign up, it's free. And you'll be able to access tons of recordings on this very topic, including the new one coming up on the 13th. You're welcome to join in if you get this in time. If not, come to one of our future ones. We talk twice a month, and we explore a single aspect of our coaching in deep and provocative conversation. The stuff I'm going to talk about today is not going to show up on that call. The stuff that shows up on that call is not going to be here. So get both. But today we're talking about accountability. And I know this is if you watch the previous video that I did on this topic, it's a two-parter. And we know that accountability is an important part of our coaching because, well, that's part of what our clients are coming to us for. We have typically a challenge of staying on top of all the things that we say we want to do, the things we say we're going to do, all of those things that we're trying to manage and keep control, whether it's our job or our projects or our commitments to our friends. It's all the commitments that we have taken on in our lives. And the accountability is a structure that sort of comes along with this to help us keep our focus, to keep our commitments, to really stay on track. And accountability is typically that we set up a system outside of us. Any type of structure, design, system, partnering, anything like that is to really help us, the individual, be stronger in the area of our commitment. That's all that we're talking about. So we talk about accountability and setting up accountability with our clients. Well, how will I know it's done? And what are we going to do? And who will you report to? And how will you stay on top of this? And it's all accountability structures that are outside of the client to help them complete their task, to honor their commitments. This is why typically we hear our clients say things like, well, you know what, I'm really horrible with being accountable to myself, but I need someone else. And this is also, I think I mentioned this on the previous video, there's all this scientific structures and studies about if you just tell yourself, you get like a 10% chance of accomplishing. If you write it down, put it outside of you, it's written down, that's an accountability structure. If I tell somebody else, that's an accountability structure that's starting to deepen and clarify even more. If I tell somebody else and like not just going to do it, but I tell them my plans, that's another layer. If I actually get them involved and I set up a check-in with them, or that I'm going to do it with them, or something like they become an integral part of the activity or commitment, then that's even a stronger accountability. So all of this is just structures outside of us that are designed to help us in these weak areas. I feel weak. Simple example is when we break an arm or break a bone. You put a cast around it to support, because this bone is weak and it just needs to get stronger and heal. And then we do exercises. Once it heals, then we do exercises to get it stronger. The same is true with accountability. Most of the time, accountability is a weak bone or a weak muscle in us. And we get soft and casual about things and the promises that we make to ourselves and our intentions and our directions and our commitments and our actions and all of that. And so we create accountability structures. Now, I talked last week about how there's traps that we fall into. And if there's your first one, just scroll back, go back, find it. It was there. Accountability, part 1. And I talked about how we're actually there's some things in our training that are well meant to create and establish a strong accountability. And in a sense, it does. If you follow that scientific structure of write it down, idea, and then write it down, and then tell somebody, and then get them involved, and create this, and create that, and buy win, and the SMART goals, and the SMART structures, and all that stuff, that's absolutely great because it helps to strengthen the weak muscle and the weak skill of accountability. But it's not necessarily powerful coaching. It's powerful managing, it's powerful babysitting, it's powerful authority, but it's not powerful coaching. It can be, but it's not necessarily automatic. Go check out that video. You'll learn more about this because I want to actually talk about the other part of accountability that I've been kind of referring to, and that's the accountability that we have to ourselves. And even more importantly, not just the account. All this is we're in coaching to help the client be accountable to themselves and to their word and to their actions and to others. Client, I'm going to help you be accountable. And I want to point to you, the coach, and to take a look at your accountability to you and to your world. Now, if we reflect this back, notice the accountability that you have with and for your client. For you, you're going to be available for them at this appointment time. You are accountable to bringing your best into your coaching. They've paid for it, or it's a barter, or it's an agreement, but you have an accountability and an expectation, and you've given your promise. This is that agreement in our ICF core competencies or in our training. We now have set up, there's an accountability that I am going to not just be physically present for our coaching, but I'm going to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every type of layer that I have, I'm going to bring in because I said so. That was our agreement. And when I'm not, when I'm tired, and when I'm distracted, and when there's things, and then things pop up on the screen, and it's, I'm trying to be with my client, and then this happens, and then, oh my goodness, I just remembered this. And that's challenging our own accountability. It's not bad or wrong. I want to be clear about that. It's just human. Accountability is not, here's the trap that we fall into. Accountability is not make it perfect every single time. Sometimes things don't work the way we plan. That's why I'm talking about this video. I started already. I had other commitments that came in, last minute things, suddenly an urgent email. I went over with a client that I was helping and they were not getting something, and it was a training thing. And there were several factors involved. I just broke my accountability of doing accountability to myself. You're watching this on your own time. You're not, this has nothing to do with you. This is about me, and I set up, I'm going to do this at a certain time, at a certain day, every single time. And things got in and broke that. And then, as you can tell by my stellar starting of the video, then I don't even know if this is recording or not, or am I dealing with a technical crap or whatever it is. And so there's this like 30-second delay when normally it's like a 10-second delay. All these things are just things that happen. And accountability is not always, it's going to get done exactly this way you want, and it's the way you said it, and it's going to be perfect and amazing. That's the trap that we fall into. Accountability is owning it and being responsible to it. I am accountable. When we talk about all the other things, I'm accountable to the things that I say and that I do and the impact that I have. And when things don't work the way I want or the way I said or the way anything, I still am accountable. I still am responsible to it. And that means that you handle it when it didn't work the way you wanted, or you communicate, or you back up and you redesign and you rework it. I mean, when we're talking about accountable, we're talking about accountability with our clients. Client, did you do it? You said you were going to do it. Did you do your homework? Did you do your assignment? Well, they either did or they didn't. And it either worked the way there was anticipating, or it didn't, or something else. The accountability is the staying on it to bring your best in. The same here. Oh, there's technical mess, there's technical glitch, there's technical frustrations, and owning it, being responsible, and still staying on it. I could have easily just said, forget that. And I actually had to stop and start all over again. And then there was more technical crap that was getting in the way, and Facebook was reconfiguring. And I'm accountable to this because I said I would do it. So I'm going to point, and again, I'm redirecting this back to you, the coach. I'm looking at where are you accountable to the client? Where are you making honor and word? When we talk about establishing that coaching agreement, we talk about creating that partnership and that agenda of what are we talking about, we're actually setting up a little bit of accountability. And there have been times when I, in my less attentive moments, have actually broken that agreement and gone off in some other direction that I thought was more important, or that I misunderstood and thought was what we needed to do. And I wasn't being accountable to what was actually needed or what we agreed upon. And what a great redirect. That's the real accountability, is when I recognize, or when it's pointed out, oh, this is not where I really want to go. Oh, this is, or when I catch it, oh, this is distracting. This is going off in some direction. This is my agenda. The accountability is catch it, redirect, and go back to where it truly gets to be in that relationship, that responsibility, and that ownership. It's not about being perfect or getting it perfect and doing it perfect. It's about bringing in the best. And what happens is what happens, and you handle it. You're accountable to it. And you, coach, are accountable to your clients. And you're accountable to yourself. You do the marketing for your business because there's something more important. Even when you don't want to do it, you don't feel like it, and it's overwhelming and confusing, and I don't know, but you do the marketing and you do the business things, and you're accountable to yourself and to your coaching. Tax time. If you're watching this at the appropriate time, tax time is coming around. Oh crap. We're accountable to ourselves and our inner coach and our profession. Look at all the things that you have agreed to do, that you have agreed to yourself. Because really, I mean, if you have family and people who are relying upon you for business, which I do, that's part of the accountability in my life. But there's also, quite frankly and honestly, the world doesn't change too much whether or not I honor my own word to myself about my coaching and my business. That's all about me. Yes, I have an impact on the world. You have an impact on the world. But quite frankly, if you don't do your marketing, nobody else really cares. If you don't do your business, that's fine. It's all about you. But that's actually important because that is what we are helping the clients redirect their attention back to themselves. It is all about you. It's about your fulfillment, honoring your word to yourself, following your pathway, your direction, your passions, your dreams, your purpose in this world. And everybody else gets to help you. But it's not about making everybody else happy. That's just kind of the frosting. It's about fulfilling you. That's what we do in coaching. That's the journey that we put them on. And that's what we help support them with. And that's what we get to do and be with ourselves. You coach, be accountable to you. So what I want to point you to is to take a little time and kind of make a little notation, take a little noticing of the things I've told you, but make it personal about you. Oh, these are the things I'm working on, that I'm doing. Accountability, by the way, doesn't have to be this big, intense structure thing. It can also be the easy things. I do this because I said I would, because it's important, because I choose to. And you can do that for the easy things too, by the way, which is great. Do this with your clients. Find the easy accountabilities. Find where it's true already. How are you already honoring your word? And how are you already following through and really staying on your task and your path? Find how it's true already and grow that muscle rather than managing and babysitting and commanding your client and making them accountable. That is not coaching. That's not true for you either. You don't like to be babysat. You don't like to be managed and have an authority. You better do this or else. So you get to find your accountability power, your skill, your strength. And the beautiful thing is when you stand in your own accountability, and that doesn't mean doing it perfectly. It means owning it and being responsible to it. And then getting back in and reestablishing and recommitting and redoing. And when you do that, you now, two things. You now give your client permission to be messy and to learn and to stretch and grow. And you get to be the example. Three things. And you get to be the example to your client. This is how it works. And the third, which I just forgot. Oh, you get to get things done and you get to honor yourself. And you get to now not necessarily have an undercurrent. Come on. I know you have that voice that pops up from time to time. You know, the one that says, how can you possibly help your client with accountability when you are failing at this and you're blowing it and you're dropping it? And then we start to feel like that fraud and imposter. When in absolute truth, you're not a fraud. You're not an imposter. You're human, just like they are. But you get to own it and be responsible. And that is how you get to be powerful. All right. I've gone a bit long on this, but I'm already activated. Come to the Coaching Skills Forum call. Check out the archive recording if you get this later. CoachingSkillsForum.com. I promise you will love these. And take a little moment. Notice where you either honor your accountability to yourself, where you break it a little bit, and then redirect, reestablish, recommit, redo, rego, little by little. The more you get stronger, the stronger it grows in your coaching. Oh, there's so much about this. Contact me. I'll help you. I'm here to help you be the coach you are truly here. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, happy, brilliant, accountable coaching. Right? And now I'm going to turn this off and watch the 35-minute delay. Anyways, happy, beautiful coaching. Bye-bye.